things and love people, or do you love people and like things? Today we're going to be discussing placing value on things and not on people. Now, I think it's important as parents that one of the things that we get across to our children is the importance of valuing ourselves. The way I believe to get across to any child the importance of value is by bringing them back to the very beginning. And at the beginning we are told that we are made in the image and the likeness of God. That God breathed his very breath into us. Now that is our foundation for knowing our value and our worth. Knowing that we are made in the very image and the very likeness of the Almighty, omnipotent, awesome God. That his breath is flowing through our heart, our lungs, our skin, our everything, our entire being. And when we lower that and we place man-made things above our own humans, then what we're saying in effect is that we're not as valuable as these things. These things are much, much, much more valuable than us. Now, how do I see this played out? In school, where children believe that only if they're wearing the latest clothes or if they have the latest gadgets are they worth anything, or only wanting to talk to or play with or be associated with those people who have all the right things externally and nothing inside really. Now I believe this comes through us as parents and how we conduct ourselves and how we talk about things in the house. For example, are we constantly wanting to keep up with the Joneses and expressing that in front of our children? Wanting to get the latest car, go on holidays, to make our house, to fix up our house because we're in competition with somebody else? Or are we satisfied with who we are? Are we satisfied with what we look like? Do we understand that we live from the inside out, or are we living from the outside in, needing external things to validate us? Do we need to have name brand clothes, name brand bags, shoes, trinkets to feel any sense of self-worth? Or are we comfortable in our own skin? Now, as parents, I believe it's so very crucial for us to set the example and the tone at home by being comfortable as who we are, being comfortable in our own skin, being able to look in the mirror and love ourselves, to like ourselves, rather than feeling that we need a whole lot of other things to make us feel worth it. We are worth it. And one of the things we have to say to our children constantly is that they are enough. We have to speak those words into their ears till it gets into their heart, so that when they get to school, they have a shield, a force field around them, that when other people are being nasty, or when other people are talking down to them, or wanting to exclude them within themselves, they hear your words speaking to them that they are enough. They don't need anything else to make them valuable. They don't need anything else to make them feel special. They don't need anything else to make them know that they are loved and accepted just the way they are. They don't need man-made trinkets. They don't need weave all the way down to their bum, false eyelashes, false nails, to pull their skirt up so that boys can see their legs. They don't need to be wearing makeup at a very young age. They need to know that they are enough just the way they are, and that they can stand up with their head held high, their shoulders back, and that they can be who they are at school and wherever they need to be confidently, without succumbing to the peer pressures of others wanting them to do and say things just to fit into a gang. Now, parents, it's important that we build our child's self-esteem so that when others try to get them to do things, to be like them, they're able to say, no, I don't want to. And to be strong enough and determined enough to stick by their no. Now, if at home we're constantly encouraging them to do things or to buy things or to depend on the external to build themselves up, then they will not have the self-confidence to stand in the face of these pressures. So we need to equip our children to stand against pressures, to stand and to say no, and to know that they are enough. They are beautiful, they're accepted, they are chosen, they are awesome. Why? Because they are made in the very image of God. Why? Because they have God's breath flowing through their blood. That oxygen is the breath of God. And that's what keeps their blood and their heart pumping every minute of every day. So parents, I'm encouraging you, help your children to live from the inside out, being confident, being comfortable in their own skin, knowing that they are enough, that they don't need name brands, that they don't need all these things that other people are telling them they need. I mean, obviously the commercial companies are going to encourage you to buy these things and to make you feel that if you don't have these things, then you are not in the in crowd, or you're missing out, or you're just not saying anything, because obviously it's a money-making business to them. And if everybody was confident and didn't need their stuff, they'd go bankrupt. But parents, I encourage you, don't keep running after the Joneses. Don't keep trying to be something that you're not. You in yourself be comfortable. You in yourself love yourself. Love who you are, so that when your children see you, they can learn from you. One of the reasons why I actually stopped relaxing my hair was because I had a daughter and I wanted her to love herself the way she was. And I didn't want her to feel that she needed to do anything else to her body to make herself more beautiful. So I just decided I'm going to go natural, so that I was speaking the truth to my daughter and not living one thing and saying another. I'm not saying to anybody else, don't relax your hair or don't wear wigs or whatever it is you want to do, you do it. But just be able to be authentic with your children and to be real and to be able to explain to them the reason why you do it, and to explain to them the reason why maybe you're not encouraging them to do it at such a young age, because you're encouraging them to develop their own personality and to be who God made them to be, and to know that they are enough. I cannot say enough that your child is enough, and you need to tell them they are enough. Because some of the things that we see on a day-to-day basis at school isn't nice, isn't pleasant, isn't one of the things I'd hope anybody's child is going through. Things such as anorexia, bulimia, self-harm, because people don't think that the way they look is enough. They feel they need to be slimmer. They feel they need to have their hair a certain colour, their eyes a certain colour, their nose looking a certain shape, or their skin. I mean, children bleaching their skin. Can you believe it? That's so sad. And it's all because of a lack of love and feeling that who they are and who God made them to be is just not enough. It needs improving. So parents, this is from the bottom of my heart. I'm asking you to spend some time talking to your children about the way they look, young men about the way they look, especially when they go through puberty and adolescence, and body starts changing and you have pimples and all sorts of things starts happening. It's so easy for them to withdraw and just to feel, oh my goodness, I'm just awful, I'm just ugly, no one ever is ever going to like me, no one's ever going to want me. And especially at this time when boys and girls start pairing up and dating, and there's a lot of pressure. But parents, you can equip your child to deal with this pressure by the way you talk to them at home and encourage them to just be confident in their own skin, just confident the way they look, looking in the mirror, loving themselves, talking to themselves and kissing themselves and saying, I love me, just the way that I am. God made me this way, and I'm grateful to God. I'm not going to criticize him and try to amend his masterpiece. I am a masterpiece. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. It's so very important for your children to value themselves so that they will value other human beings. Value their brothers and their sisters around them, understanding that the human being is the most valuable, expensive, exquisite commodity that ever walked on the planet on this planet, basically. Human beings are more valuable than diamonds, than platinum, than silver, than gold. They're more valuable than any house, than any car. Sometimes you see people cleaning their car is so precious to them. And if you so much as dent their car or go close to their car, they're looking at you with scorn, not understanding. And that car, that very car, was mass produced and you can buy it back. Even if it was an Aston Martin or Rolls Royce, which is handmade, it can be brought back. But a human being once gone can never be brought back. And therefore we have to teach our children to love themselves, to value themselves, and to value other human beings. Nowadays in the songs, the video games, the movies, we just see people walking around killing, shooting, and destroying human life and walking off into the sunset as though it were nothing. But they don't understand. These films are just films. In real life, you take a human life, you've destroyed the life of not only yourself, but your family and the family of the person whose lives you've taken. So it's so very important to impress upon your children, human beings are valuable. You are valuable. And this should not be taken for granted. No car, no shoes, nothing comes close to a human being. No gold chains, no money, nothing can come close to a human being. Once that life is gone, it's gone. And no money in the world can buy it back. God gave that life. God gave that life. And until we learn how to make life, we have no right to take lives. So I hope this has touched you as parents in some way, because the whole point of Set Up for Success is for us as parents to be equipped so we can equip our children to be set up for success. And in this day and age, that is our heart's desire, for our children to be set up for success for life. Thank you once again for listening. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it.